What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. In this video, we are pitting against my favorite phone, the Galaxy Z Fold 2 versus the Galaxy S21 Ultra. We're gonna do a full comparison on everything with these phones, so let's jump into it. Our sponsor today is ArmadilloTek cases. They make cases for all the major phones. And as you know, phones are super expensive these days, so why not protect it with a inexpensive, heavy-duty, crazy protective case. You have protection all around the phone, all around the back. The camera is super well protected. You also get a kickstand in the back so you can prop up your phone to use it when you're looking at social media or watching videos. It's crazy protective at a super reasonable $20 price. They're linked down below. Purchase it on Amazon and get it within a day or two. We have my favorite phone of all time, the Galaxy Z Fold 2 versus the Galaxy S21 Ultra, Samsung's newest flagship phone. And we're gonna pit these against each other to see a bunch of stuff. So let's first talk about the bodies of these. Obviously, the Fold can open and close, so you can make it a little bit more compact. It's got a front display. When you open it up, you have this nice large display that allows you to see tons of information about this phone. And then this is a very traditional type look of a phone, you know, the Galaxy S21 Ultra, and it's beautiful. It's got a matte finish on the back here. It's a great looking phone overall. The camera bump on the Galaxy S21 Ultra does wrap around the phone right here, so you don't really notice as much, whereas this one on the Z Fold 2, you can definitely feel it, and you can feel it on that side. The only time you feel it on this phone is when you reach over to that side, but they both have a pretty considerable size camera bumps on the side here to get used to. As far as the back looks, obviously I have the bronze, mystic bronze color on here, and then the black over here, the phantom black color. Looks, they're different types of phone. They're both kind of matte in a way. The backs of these, if I guess I had to choose, I'd probably choose the back of the S21 Ultra in terms of that finish, that black finish. I really like that. It's really good looking. This also comes in black. Obviously I don't have that one, but it does come in black. But yeah, that's the, in terms of the backs, if I had to choose one, I would choose this one. In terms of port selection, I'll close this up so it's maybe a little bit easier to see, but the port selection is going to be the same. You're going to get a USB-C port on both. You get a speaker at the bottom of these microphone. Neither of them have headphone jacks. Neither of these phones either have micro SD cards. So if you need micro SD card expansion, the S21 Ultra nor the Z Fold 2 have micro SD card expansion. So you're stuck with the storage that they give you at that. The cameras on the back, you can see just in terms of like what they look like. Which one do I prefer with the module? I guess I'd go S21 Ultra just because I know it's a better camera overall. But on the front of these, you can see you get the camera punch hole at the top in the middle of both of these. And then when you open this phone up, the Z Fold 2, you get it on the top right, and it's really, really large. So, something to take into consideration. The display on this one right here is 7.6 inches. Very, very large display. This one is 6.8 inches. So, basically you can fit, a S21 Ultra basically on half of this, a little more than half the display. You probably get about, 40% more display with the Z Fold 2. Obviously holding these in your hand, especially the Z Fold 2, is definitely a little bit difficult, especially when it's open like this. You kind of have to balance it. I do use a case with a pop socket, and it works fantastic. So I would definitely recommend getting a pop socket, throwing it on the back of the case. It's much, much easier to hold. I probably would not like the Z Fold 2 as much if I didn't have a pop socket on the back of the phone. This is the S21 Ultra is definitely a lot more manageable in terms of holding the phone in your hand. Way, way, way more manageable. So if comfort's your thing, you're probably gonna wanna go with the S21 Ultra. The Z Fold 2 does close up, and you can hold it and use it. You can use this front display just like you would the rest of the phone. The problem is it is a little bit thick. So, if you're not used to, thick phones, it might be a little bit unhappy for you. But overall, again, I still absolutely love this Z Fold 2. I think it's a great phone. Speaking of this front display, I'll be honest, I don't use it that much. I use it for quick glances of my phone. That's about it. I live in this large display, so I'm not gonna really talk so much about the front display because I think, you know, some people love it, some people use it all the time. I don't think it's that amazing. It's got a 60 hertz display, whereas the inside is 120 hertz, so you get nice and smooth. And also this is much larger and can see stuff a lot easier. This is the stuff on here, the typing and stuff like that. It's a little bit too difficult for me in terms of, you know, using this to type or whatever. It's crazy small. So I'm not that comfortable with the front display. I only use it for emergencies. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna show you photos and videos on the front cameras and the back cameras for both of these phones. The big difference on here is that the stabilization is on all the lenses with the S21 Ultra. The Z Fold 2 does not have stabilization on all the lenses. Also, 4K 60 is not optical image stabilization on the Z Fold 2. It is on the S21 Ultra. So I'll do all my videos in 4K 30. And also, this has 100x zoom, so I can zoom in on a moon photo. I cannot do that with the Z Fold 2. I can only go, I think it's like 3x, so it's, you know, it's not even gonna come close to taking a moon photo. Inside of the camera that you can't do on basically any other phone is when you're in the camera, if you're looking at the back camera, you can hit on, I should say. And now, if you were taking a picture of somebody, say it was you would be able to see yourself in this screen and I'd be able to see you in this screen. So both of us, I could take a really cool photo of you and you could see how it's going to look. Here's the front video test. I'm currently looking at and using the microphones for the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Ooh, moved my hand a little bit. Now I'm looking at the Galaxy Z Fold 2 and using the microphones for this one. Which one looks and sounds better? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, this was the front facing camera. Here we are with the back facing cameras, the ultra wide shooting video. I'm currently using the Galaxy S21 Ultra, using the microphones off that as well. I'm now going to switch over to the Galaxy Z Fold 2 ultra wide camera, holding it. This is making my arms super tired because I'm holding these out. Let me know which one you think looks and sounds better in the comments down below. Next, let's check out the speakers. I absolutely love the speakers on the Z Fold 2, but I already did a video with the S21 Ultra speakers and they definitely sound better than the Note 20 Ultra. So let's check out which of these two phones has better sound.
I'm a mess. Don't know how I got here, but I'm blessed. I'm a mess. Don't know how I got here, but I'm blessed. Didn't know it'd take me past my destiny. Here, but I'm blessed. Didn't know it'd take me past my destiny. You're behind me with the rest, 'cause I'm a mess. No, you're behind me with the rest, 'cause I'm a mess. No more you.
It's really close in terms of the sound. I'd probably have to give the edge to the Z Fold 2, but the Galaxy S21 Ultra comes very close. I'd probably say like the S21 Ultra is about 90% of the volume and the quality of sound that the Z Fold 2 is, but they're very close, closer than I thought they would be. So let's check out some videos next. Videos on these are pretty interesting. So with the Z Fold 2, obviously it's, you know, a lot bigger. Hopefully you can tell that there's a huge difference when you're watching a video on these. I'm gonna maximize them both out just so you can get it really, really full screen on both of these. And it's just ridiculous. The Z Fold 2 is a lot bigger. Now it does have a squared off design, which is more in line with like an older TV almost on the Z Fold 2, whereas you get a, I believe it's 21:9 or 20:9 aspect ratio for the S21 Ultra. Both of them are gonna have black bars when you watch a 16:9 movie. You know, you can see the black bars. So you get them on the bottom and the top with the Z Fold 2. You get them on the sides with the S21 Ultra. But ultimately, if I had to watch videos or something like that, both screens are beautiful, bright displays. But if I had to watch videos, I would choose personally the Z Fold 2. It's just a little bit more immersive on here. And then also just looking at, let's bring up like a website on here as well. I've got the Android Police website loaded up on both of these. And again, they both look perfectly fine and beautiful on here. But if I had to choose, it's just so much larger on the Z Fold 2. Like, it's ridiculous. Like it's like you're reading a book or a small tablet at that. So you just, even though you're seeing, you know, as much on both of these, it's just, you know, if you want something a little bit more immersive, a little bit more, you know, easier to read, I would choose the Z Fold 2. I just love this huge display. And then if you were playing games on here, both of them are pretty much the same size. You know, you get a lot of extra space on the edges here, but this is a good little idea of what you'll see with a game if you're playing on here, especially a word type game. In terms of performance, both of these phones are straight shooters. They both are crazy good. They're, you know, the Z Fold, the S21 Ultra, I should say, is gonna perform a little bit better than the Z Fold 2, probably just because it has a newer processor. But in terms of, you know, day-to-day usage, you probably really won't notice much of a difference. They're pretty much opening apps at the same time on both of these. So it's, you know, you're gonna be happy with both of them. But yeah, in terms of just, if you need the latest and greatest, then you're gonna wanna go with the S21 Ultra, but performance is amazing on both. Both have 12 gigabytes of RAM, unless you get the 512 of the S21 Ultra, you have 16 gigs, but you probably don't need 16 gigs of RAM. Both of them are crazy good in terms of performance. Battery life, the S21 Ultra does have a bigger battery than the Z Fold 2, but battery life, you're gonna probably get very similar results, maybe a little bit better on the S21 Ultra. It should get you through a solid day, maybe more. It depends how you use it and what settings you use. And speaking of settings or software, the Z Fold 2 runs 3.0 currently. This runs 3.1. Both of them are on Android 11, but you're gonna get a very similar experience on here when you are in settings and things like that. There's not a lot of huge differences, and this will eventually get 3.1. I think one of the major things on here, which I love, is this little side panel. When you swipe in, you can open up, for instance, 2 apps at once. I'll open up Twitter and YouTube, so let's tap that. And I can do the same thing over here as well, and it's great. So, you know, obviously with the Z Fold 2, the windows are definitely a lot bigger. And you can also go like this. You can do this on the S21 Ultra as well. But again, it's just a little bit more immersive, a little bit more productive. And you can actually add another window in here. Maybe I want to add my calculator. And then let's go over here and let's try to pull in the calculator as well. I don't think it can. It's gonna, yeah, it's just gonna be able to sit on top of the window. But you could theoretically run more than 2 windows on here. It's just a matter of, you know, doing that. So it's really cool that you can, you know, be a little bit more productive on the Z Fold 2 and see more things on here versus the S21 Ultra, just because the displays are smaller. So with whichever phone you choose, I think you'll end up being happy. Both of these phones are fantastic. The displays are amazing, 120 hertz, full resolution on both of these displays. Both of them get pretty bright. The S21 Ultra does get a little bit brighter, but again, this is still very bright. This is a larger display on the S21 Ultra. It's better for multitasking. It's better for gaming. It's better for video watching. It's got slightly better speakers. The overall performance of both of these is really, really good. I would say the S21 Ultra probably will end up edging it out a little bit. Battery life will be really, really similar. The cameras I feel like are better on the S21 Ultra, but they're still pretty good on the Z Fold 2, but definitely better on the S21 Ultra. But again, either phone you choose, you're gonna be really happy. This is still like a game changer for me in terms of using it. It's the first phone for me, the Z Fold 2, is the first phone in a really long time, probably since the iPhone 3G, that like completely blew me away, made me excited about phones again. Because we're really used to this candy bar type style phone. And with the Z Fold 2, it's new. You can fold it, you can make it smaller if you want, but at the same time, you can open it up and have a beautiful, huge display. And I don't know, it's a thing of the future that we have now, and this is only going to get better as well. So, what do you guys think? What's the best phone? Let me know in the comments down below. And what phone do you think is more exciting? Let me know that as well. Thanks for watching. See you guys down the road. Peace.